Activist Paul Cavell stated, "Whiteness is a constantly shifting boundary separating those who are entitled to have certain privileges from those whose exploitation and vulnerability to violence is justified by them not being white." Race is defined as a social construct that helps to divide and separate people into groups based off of physical characteristics, also known as phenotypes, being skin color, how big or wide your nose or lips are, the color of your eyes, or the texture of your hair. While ethnicity is defined as identifying people based on ancestral geographic region, language, religion, and culture. Ethnicity as a means to celebrate our differences and never forgetting those who came before you. While race, on the other hand, as a means to separate and disempower those who do not look like you. Race being the mother word for racism. Sadly, America was founded on the belief and social construct of race created by Europeans, which corroborated slavery and argued the fact that anything other than white was deemed to be lacking of intelligence, animalistic, and impervious to pain, subhuman. During the 1500s, white referred to prestige English women pertaining to the paleness of their skin, signifying their wealth, lack of hard work, and not being in the sun. This didn't so much refer to Caucasian males, as they didn't want to be perceived as lazy or not hardworking. During the 1600s, white was used as a way to reunite European colonists while separating and dehumanizing Native Americans, who were referred to as savages, and Africans, who were referred to as slaves, during the colonization of America. This invention and further evolution of race helped to deprive Native Americans of their land and corroborated the enslavement of African Americans from generation to generation. In 1662, Virginia being the first to enact hereditary slavery, which established that if African mother was a slave, children had by said mother would also be a slave. During the 1700s, the distinction of slave, black, or free was used as a way to separate lower-class white indentured servants who wanted to gain passage to America from American forced laborers. In the 1800s, statistical health data claimed that blacks were predisposed to disease and thus predestined for extinction. In the 19th century, Louis Agassiz, Harvard graduate and scientist, supported polygenism, which argued that human races were different species and that whites were superior than blacks, further supporting the exploitation, experimentation, and torture of African Americans in the name of science. How does this social construct of race affect my people, African American people, today? The distinction of white has continued to disproportionate wealth, education, housing, access to medical, policing, and furthermore, believing that whiteness, being more American, my ancestors, my family, my people, and myself are just as American and have contributed to this country as much as anyone else. So we are not black, but African American. And it's time to dismantle the harmful construct of race while moving forward with ethnicity as a way to celebrate our differences while also acknowledging the contributions of all who have helped to build the America we know today. Want to know more? Check out the links after this video. See you on the next episode.